Hey guys, I know it's been a while, so I just wanted to do a video today. I've just been super busy with school and we just bought a house, so we moved, and I really haven't had time or we have space. I just don't have like the setup to do a video right now, so I'm actually in our dining room against a wall because there's a window right there, so I don't really have much to do right now. I just finished school, so I'm out for the summer, and I don't start my job until after Memorial Day, I think, whatever the first holiday in the summer is. And so I just have a lot of extra time, so I wanted to make a video. This video is not going to be a look, it's going to be actually the top 5 drugstore and high-end foundations in my collection. I just thought that'd be fun. Any kind of price point that you're looking for, I hope to have something that I'm going to tell you guys about today. I'm going to go through the prices, what I think they do for my skin, how they hold up throughout the day, and just kind of some facts about the foundation on my skin. So if you want to keep seeing videos like this in the future, hopefully I'm posting more often. We'll see, I can't make any promises. Then just hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you in my crew. I don't know if I don't even know what kind of frame I'm in right now. But hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you watching my videos. If you have any requests, comments, or anything like that, just leave them in the comments section down below. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway soon. I don't know exactly what I'm going to give away, but I think it'll just be like subscribe to my channel and you'll be entered to win. So stay tuned for that, and if you would like to know about the top 5 high-end and drugstore foundations, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. I've got my box of goodies right here. I actually don't know if I'm in frame. So the first foundation I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. This foundation is pretty like sentimental to me. It's the first foundation I got whenever I started doing makeup, and I think that it really does a good job of staying on all day when I need it to. It says it's matte. I don't really think it's that matte. It's more like a satin finish, but I'm not a huge fan of completely matte makeup unless I'm just going for that kind of look. In the winter I like to do matte more. But I just think that this is a great foundation for somebody just starting makeup or somebody who has a tight budget and doesn't have a lot of money to spend on makeup. This foundation costs $5.99 at Target, super inexpensive. It's got 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliters in it, which is really standard for foundation. That's about the standard. That's like the standard for every foundation. If it's less than that, hopefully it's cheaper, because that's like almost every foundation just has 1 fluid ounce in it. So I just love this foundation, and if you are looking for something that's not expensive but does a good job, I would definitely go with this one. Okay, so the next foundation I'm going to go through is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. I wear the color 0.5, classic me having to wear the lightest color foundation in every foundation. I literally just grab the lightest one and I just go with it because that's usually right. This foundation costs $40 at Sephora. So this is a high-end foundation, obviously. It is a ultra definition, so it's supposed to be really good for pictures. I really haven't had the opportunity to test that out. I haven't got professional pictures done recently, so I don't really know if it holds up to the high definition standard, but I do know it claims to be weightless, and this foundation, it's a foundation I can put on and like my skin still kind of shows through. It's called Naked Skin, so that's probably why. My skin still shows through. I've got freckles that I like showing through my makeup, and this allows them to come through really well, but it still covers like my acne scarring and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I have oily, acne-prone skin. That is the skin type that I have, so this foundation works good for my skin type. If you have dry skin, it might not work as well for you, but you can still try it out. So this foundation, it just goes on. It looks like skin. It's not super heavy. It does a good job of staying on all day. It doesn't start creasing under my eyes. It doesn't, I have some dry patches on my forehead, and it doesn't cling to those. I think this is just a foundation. If I'm going somewhere and I want to like grab a foundation that I know is going to like work and look good, this is probably the one that I would grab, or probably any of these 5 I'm going to talk about, honestly, but this one is probably my favorite. So Alright, the next foundation I'm going to talk about is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. I am in the color C2. I don't know if there's a C1 because I'm surprised I didn't grab C1, and I don't know why I grabbed a C at all because I'm more neutral or warm. I'm not really cool, and I got this before I really started to get into makeup, so I probably didn't even know what it meant to be like warm toned. This foundation costs $7.49 at Target. All of the drugstore foundations I'm going to talk about except one you can find at Target for the prices that I'm going to list, and the other one you might be able to find at Target, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked. But this foundation, it comes with 1 fluid ounce. That's what's crazy. Like, look at this. This also comes with 1 fluid ounce. And then look at this. Like, they both come with 1 fluid ounce. However, this looks like it has more foundation than this. This is just really simple packaging. It's a glass bottle, so it's not the best to travel with. In case it breaks in your suitcase, and that's just like the worst to get to a place that you're going. It's the worst actually getting home from going on vacation because you're already like, oh man, I just had like the best vacation of my life and now I'm just like back at home. And then you open your suitcase and you got foundation all over your clothes. Like, it's the worst. So anyways, back to this foundation. This foundation is just really good for kind of the same thing that the Urban Decay Naked Skin one. This one just really looks like skin. They have a wide variety of colors. L'Oreal does a great job of color selection with their foundations. There must be like 28 at least colors of this foundation. That's really good for the deep skin tones and the light skin tones like myself. Maybe that's why I got C2, is because the C1 was too light for me. And that like never happens with foundations at the drugstore. So this foundation just does a really good job of covering and looking like a second skin and not really looking like I just have a mask on. So that's why I really like the L'Oreal True Match. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is a pricey one. So this is the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick. This foundation really just like rocked my world. It's super interesting to me because it's in this like triangle shape. I don't know why they chose that, but I dig it. Like, I love to put this foundation on, but I usually wear it sparingly. Like, I don't really wear it very often because it is expensive. Oh, I didn't even tell you the price. It's $46 at Sephora. Yes, I know it's expensive, but I love it. And whenever I do wear this foundation, I usually only put it in my, like, right here on my forehead, like in my T-zone, because that's where I need the most coverage, and this baby is the fullest coverage foundation I've ever, that's not true. This is a really full coverage foundation, okay? I love it. It does the job. It stays on all day. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It doesn't sink into my pores. It just glides on. You blend it out with the beauty blender. You're ready to go. So if you're looking for a foundation and you're willing to spend $46 on a foundation, this is your girl right here. Get it. Or don't. Or get a drugstore foundation. Whatever works for you. So the next foundation I'm going to talk about is the COVERGIRL Clean Matte BB Cream. And this foundation is a new find for me, but I love it. Like, BB creams I usually don't really vibe with very well because I'm a full coverage foundation kind of girl. I love full coverage foundation. I live for it. It just changed my life whenever I started wearing full coverage foundation. This foundation is $6.99 at Target. I wear the color 510. I have not been telling you guys the color that I wear, or the shade that I wear, but you can just kind of assume if I don't tell you that it's just the lightest shade of the foundation collection. So this is for oily skin, and I think dry skin could probably use this, but this baby is matte. Like, matte, I'm telling you, but it doesn't look like I just put on some, like, a lot of powder on my face. It looks matte, but like naturally matte, if that makes sense. And it stays like that all day. And I love this foundation because it's buildable, it looks good on the skin, and it's not full coverage. I would say it's like medium. You can definitely get it to full coverage though, which is huge for a BB cream. The only downside to this foundation is I think there's only like 6 shades in it, which is such a bummer. I don't like when drugstores do that. But I don't think it sells very well, which is why they don't open the selection, but it should. I think that this is just a foundation that like not a lot of people know about, or a BB cream that not a lot of people know about. So go buy it. Maybe they'll widen the selection of colors, because I have to add a whitener or like a foundation liner into it every time I use it, which is kind of annoying, but it sucks for people who have a deeper skin tone and they don't have their color, because like I don't think they have like foundation darkeners. You know, I have a white foundation that I add to foundation that is too dark for me, and it makes it light enough for my skin tone. But if you have too deep of a skin tone, I don't really know how to adjust that if they don't have a dark enough color. So CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream at Target, most drugstores, get it. Alright, the next foundation I'm going to talk about is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I don't think they sell this at Sephora. Like, I really don't think they do. I've never seen it at Sephora. I got this one. I had to do like a thing where I swap foundations or makeup that doesn't work for me. If I get it sent to me, or if I buy it and then like, oh, this is not my color, or oh, this eyeshadow does not look good on my skin tone. There's a website I'm a part of that I can swap makeup, and this is actually something that I got. And I traded like a $20 foundation for this. And this foundation costs $64. And I think it's still at Nordstrom. I'm almost positive it's still at Nordstrom. Yeah, $64 for like heaven on your face, because this foundation is amazing. I love it. I have oily skin. A lot of people say that if you have oily skin, it doesn't really work for you. I think it works for me. It doesn't get super oily. If you wear it for like 12 hours, it's going to be oily at the end of the day. Most foundations are going to be oily at the end of the day after like a 12-hour wear. But this one does a great job, especially if you're only wearing it for like 8 hours. This is like, it just looks so natural, and it has great coverage. It does give you this like glow from within. That sounds so like cliche or lame, I guess. I don't know. It's very luminous, and I don't have to mix this with anything. I have the color 2. I don't think there is a 1 in this foundation, or if there is, I think it's only available online, because in Nordstrom I think they only sell 2. But this foundation just does a good job of like making my skin look smooth. It doesn't like emphasize my acne or my like acne scarring, which a lot of foundations can tend to do that. Like they sink in and it just like looks bad on my skin, and this just looks like you just gave me a new set of skin that looks amazing, and I recommend this foundation. But if you want to get any of the other high-end foundations that I recommended, they're probably just as good as this. I just have this, and if I didn't have this, I don't know that I'd buy it, but since I do, it is like one that I do reach for pretty often. Alright, so the next drugstore foundation I'm going to be talking about is the Maybelline Dream Cushion Foundation. This is a newer foundation. I think it came out this winter. I don't have my little cushion. Well, I have the cushion. This is a cushion foundation. So you open it and it looks like that. I have the color 10, and it's just like this little pad full of just liquid foundation. And I just think that this foundation, it's not full coverage. It's pretty sheer to medium coverage. That's what you can build it up to. You can't even really build it up to full coverage, but I think it looks good if you're just having like a natural, if you're having a good skin day and you just want to throw on some foundation to kind of like hide any discoloration. This is a good foundation for you. I think it's a really interesting concept, having like a cushion foundation. L'Oreal has one. I don't really like L'Oreal's cushion foundation. I think that it looks patchy, which is so strange because it's a cushion liquid foundation. I don't know. But this comes with 0.51 ounces, so it's like half of a standard foundation, which is, I mean, it's a bummer because this foundation costs $8.59. I think they don't sell it at Target. They might. I've never seen it at Target, but they do sell it at Walmart for $8.59. And it says it's like good for on the go, so you just like, it comes with a little pad in here. I usually just dip my brush in it and then just put it on, and it blends really well. I think that's the reason I like this so much, is because it blends well. So it's good for, you know, just grabbing it, throwing it on your face, and heading out the door. So Cushion foundation, one of my faves. On to the next foundation. Alright, the next foundation that I have to share with you guys is a Makeup Forever foundation stick. This foundation is $43. Comes with this little like cover so it doesn't dry out. And it comes with 0.44 ounces. So not a lot, definitely like less than half of a normal foundation, but I only use this like on my T-zone, like I do the Hourglass stick foundation, because it is kind of expensive. It costs $43, but it has good coverage, and it makes my skin, it's a satin finish, it's not matte, but it makes my skin just look like, I don't know, flawless. Like, it just looks very like smooth, and it does a good job of not, I like putting it in my T-zone because it doesn't settle into my fine lines and like wrinkles under my eyes, which I have a huge problem with. That's why the only concealer I use is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I love that concealer. Anyways, I'll do a review over that one day, hopefully. We'll see. But this foundation is an HD foundation. It looks great on camera. I love this foundation on camera. I've taken pictures with it, and it just looks like you have just naturally perfect skin, and that is like really hard for me to achieve with a foundation. So totally recommend this. It doesn't look like you're just wearing a ton of makeup. It just looks really natural, and it blends out really well. That's one thing with stick foundations, is finding a good stick foundation that blends out well is hard. It blends out well with a beauty blender, a kabuki brush, just like, I don't really blend out foundation with my fingers, so I can't tell you about that one, but I'm sure it does. It's really great. So, alright, the last drugstore foundation I have for you today is the Revlon COLORSTAY Makeup. I wear the shade 110, classic, sounds like the lightest shade in the selection, probably. This foundation is really good for a drugstore foundation, like all of these are. I think this is a dupe for the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I want to do like a video about like dupes. I want to call it Dupe Detective, and I want to wear like a trench coat and like have the Pink Panther song play whenever my intro comes on. I don't know, we'll see. I need to get a trench coat though for that. Anyways, back to foundation. This foundation, it has SPF in it, which is always nice if you're gonna wear it outside in the sun. But SPF usually like gives yourself a white cast. This doesn't do that. It does not get oily. This foundation will last me like 10 hours and look good at the end of the night. And that is hard to find with the drugstore foundation. Really hard to find with the drugstore foundation. I need to shake it up. I haven't used it in a little while. And this shade, the shade selection is also really great. Revlon has a really good shade selection with this. It says 24-hour wear. Who in the right mind is wearing foundation for 24 hours? But this does do well for like 10 hours. So yeah, it's pretty much the same. I think it does really well. It's pretty much the same as the rest of the drugstore foundations I have. This foundation is full coverage. Like a full coverage drugstore foundation is hard to find. This one is definitely one of them. Maybe the first layer, or like the first, I don't know, pump is not completely full coverage, but like a little bit after the first layer, you can build it up a little bit. And especially if you already have good skin, girl, this is the foundation for you. I forgot to say that this foundation costs $7.49 at Target. Alright, last but not least, my last high-end foundation for you is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus Foundation. This foundation is also a new find for me. It is really matte. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of matte foundations, but so I usually put in a couple drops of the Cover FX illuminating drops, and I mix it with this, and it doesn't look as matte on my skin, but it still has the longevity that this foundation has when it is just completely matte. And this foundation will last, like I can put it on 8 in the morning and take it off at like 10 o'clock at night, and I look good. Like, it doesn't start breaking down like a lot of matte foundations do on me, right in my like center of my forehead, but around my nose and like around my mouth. It usually starts to break down and like crumble up. It's so weird. This one does not do this. This one looks like you just put new skin on your face. It does look kind of heavy when you apply it with the brush, so I tend to apply this with a beauty blender. If you like a really full coverage, like kind of like nothing is wrong with your skin, but it looks like you're wearing makeup type of look, then apply it with the kabuki brush and you should be good to go. But I like to apply it with a beauty blender because I don't really like to make it clear that I'm wearing a lot of makeup. Even though everybody knows I wear makeup, I love makeup, I'm not ashamed of it. This foundation cost $41 at Sephora, and it also comes with 1 fluid ounce. It doesn't have a pump, that's one bummer, although it's got this little squeeze tube, kind of like a lot of the Clinique foundations do. So this foundation is awesome. I recommend it. Yeah, that's all we got today. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions on this foundation, just comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. I hope to be doing a giveaway soon, probably like in the month of June. My brothers are coming to stay with me in June, and I hope that it goes well. We'll see. So it might be a little crazy in the month of June, but I do hope to do a giveaway. Maybe like a bigger drugstore giveaway, or maybe like a high-end eyeshadow palette giveaway. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.